Your brand has value because of you, and your confidence to share that value comes from within. Congratulations for recognizing your need for change. Welcome to Be the Brand TV.
Okay, I've been in styling since 1998, which is a pretty long time. The things that I see that the challenges I see that stylists face in my industry nowadays is a lot of times people do not cultivate they don't cultivate their skill anymore. You know, with the rise of social media, with the rise of Instagram, everything looks instant and it looks successful, but it really takes time. And I'm meeting a lot of people nowadays. A lot of people are getting in this business, and especially stylists. They're not getting in this business due to passion. They're getting in this business because it looks good. They dress nice, and someone told them they can style, and they think that they can make all this money overnight. But what you don't realize is it takes 15 years to become an overnight sensation. You know, and that is the one thing that I've always done. I'm very passionate about what I do. Like, every photo shoot I do now, every time I meet with a client, every runway class, every production that I'm on, I am excited about it just as if it was my first day. And a lot of obstacles and challenges that people face in this industry is you might do a couple of photo shoots and all of a sudden you feel like you've arrived. You might have met a designer or met one celebrity that lets you dress them, and all of a sudden you feel like you're this well-known celebrity stylist. And then a lot of times is the newer stylists that I've met here lately, they don't know how to cultivate relationships. They don't know how to speak to a store manager. You don't thank them for letting you pull their clothes. You won't show up at the right time and ask to work with them. You know, a lot of people, they just go in with a sense of entitlement, like, I'm a stylist, I need this. And that's just not how it works. You know, if you really want to be successful and you want to overcome your obstacles and understand that challenges come, you have to be able to, I just say, get out and work, learn, build, develop relationships, and just understand that, you know, this is a business of referral. And a lot of people, another thing they do is they get in the industry and they'll burn a bridge, and, you know, all of a sudden their reputation is ruined. You know, I've been on all sides of the spectrum, the good, the bad, and the ugly, as I call it. And those are things that we face that I think that if stylists realize that it's a business, first of all, you have to learn the admin side of this industry. The creative side is something that we naturally have. And that's something I learned. I learned the admin side. I learned, you know, be on time, you know, respect the people that you're working with, have a great work ethic. Also realize that it's not about you when it's a client. Understand that if a client sends you a direction and this is what they want, you have to learn how to put a little bit of you and a lot of bit of them, if that makes any sense. So that way you both can come to a mutual agreement. And if you're not feeling something, you have to learn how to implement something on people slowly, especially if you're doing personal styling, because personal styling is totally different than production styling. And another challenge that we have is a lot of times none of us know our niche in this industry. When people first decide they want to style, the only thing they think of is high fashion celebrity red carpet, which that is 1% of the industry. It is so many niches to this business. You have commercial, you have personal, you have high fashion, editorial. It's just so many different genres you can go into. And so once you realize your niche and learn who you are in this business, that is when all the challenges kind of leave. And then you also have to know that when you are facing challenges, you have two choices. You can face a challenge or you can run from the challenge. You know, a lot of times when we have challenges as stylists or people in this business, they, you know, give up or think that, you know, it's just time to quit, when in actuality you should be, you know, pushing through the challenge and learning how to turn that obstacle into a quick blessing and learn how to, okay, well, I made a mistake doing this. How can I make sure that this doesn't happen again, instead of, you know, getting emotional and, you know, just running. So just my little spiel. I actually stay focused because I do a lot of lists. I'm crazy with my lists. If you come to my house, you'll see that I have all these tablets and it's just things that say to do, and it's just written down. So the best thing I do is I write everything down that I need to do, and I just accomplish it. You know, I give myself time limits. Like, I know if I have to make this phone call, send this email, talk to this person, send these photos, review these photos, or look at this new person or meet with this client, I'll give myself a time limit. 3 to 5 tips as far as staying focused is I would suggest a list. A lot of times I do things by myself because it keeps me focused. So I wouldn't suggest you always bring in a ton of people around you, and then also just eliminate any distractions, whether it's your TV, whether it's, you trying to work and you decide you want to get on social media and it takes you up for an hour. Eliminate any distraction is what I do. It's like when I'm working, I don't really turn my TV on. I don't have my phone on unless I'm checking an email, and I just literally just hone in on to what needs to be done. And then I time myself. I always give myself a time, and normally, for example, for phone calls, when I know I have to call people, I love to do all my calls in the morning time. Like, I like to have all phone calls, conference calls, or anything that's required for me to talk to people done before 1 p.m. Then after that, I take care of visual things, such as looking at photos, looking at clothes, looking through magazines to come up with photo shoot concepts. Those things I do in the afternoon. Yes, I believe that you should definitely be intentional in your field as a stylist. And that's just period, when you're just setting a goal for yourself. Like, I know what I want to do and I know where my goals are, and I've literally written them down, and every day I get up and I work towards the intentional goal of what I'm working on right now currently in the next phase of my career. So it's very important that you figure out where you want to go. For example, it might be a person that say you want to become a red carpet stylist where you're only styling celebrities. So what you do is you set a goal, you start developing yourself, and you start putting yourself in an area or in an opportunity to become a red carpet stylist. Even if you don't get a very well-known A-list celebrity, find yourself an upcoming celebrity that's in your area that's growing and start grooming them. And that way you build your business, because that's another thing. A lot of stylists, they instantly try to reach out to people that already have a team. Find someone that does not have a team, find someone that does not have a look, find someone that does not have a gimmick, and create all that for them. And not only are you building their look and their image, but you've also created a brand for them. And then that's how it becomes a need for you, because then they'll start trying to figure out, who did this? How did this person wear this? Where did you get this? And then that's when they refer everything back to you. I have had that type of experience. So that is the way you become intentional in your business, is just knowing what you want to do and going after it. And what I do to stay motivated sometimes, because, as humans, we all have days where things aren't going like as planned. I always remind myself of when things did go as planned. Because the one thing you cannot get caught up in is what's wrong. What's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong? This day is bad, this day is bad, this day is bad. What I do sometimes, I call it having a human moment. Get up, have your human moment, and before you keep thinking about what's bad, just say, well, you know what, today was bad, but I remember yesterday when all this happened and this was going well and this was going well. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna concentrate on how great that promise was yesterday and make sure this problem of today does not supersede what I have going on. So you wanna definitely do that. Something else I do when I'm trying to stay motivated is I love reading books. I love reading inspirational books. So I read inspirational books. I read, books about, the power of the tongue. What are you saying about yourself? What do you confess that morning? I confess my clients. Every client I get, I pray over and I confess. So I confess how great that client is going to be. And even if it does not turn out like I confessed immediately, I know that the confession will still take root. Everything will still resonate. So you definitely want to do that. So I read a lot of inspirational books. I also, when I'm feeling like I need motivation, I'll pull out all of my favorite photo shoots, favorite editorials, and I start looking at them. And then I also look at other great stylists, because there's a ton of great stylists. And something you can do to help you stay motivated is, instead of looking at them as a competition, look at them as somebody you can just learn from and, look at, because the only person I compete with is me. So I look at stylists, I look at what they're doing, and I start celebrating their work. And once I start celebrating their work, I notice that things kind of open up for me. So that's what I do to stay motivated.
Okay, guys, if you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, share with your friends, and grab the information that I'm sharing with you below, because my job here on Be The Brand is to help you live your value, love yourself enough to be yourself, and lead with intention and purpose. Until next time.